Ah, yeah. I like it. Yeah, swing it, baby.
His possible contest speech entitled, "Am I a Real Fireman Now?" With you, please welcome Dec Cluskey.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests. There's something very poignant about a little boy dying. It's not right, it's not just, it's not proper. It's none of those things, it's just not right. A cousin emigrated from Dublin, where I come from, went over to the States. Family did very well. Went to Phoenix, and eventually she did very well. Married very well. Had a lovely boy, Billy. Billy got to 6 years of age and sadly struck down with leukemia. Terminal leukemia. She looked at him one day, 26 years of age, looked at him and said, "Billy, I wanted everything for you as a mother, and here we are. But tell me, if this situation had not come about, the terrible leukemia, what would you have really wanted to be?" And he looked up and he said, "Mum, easy. I really wanted to be a fireman." And she thought to herself, this is easy. Next morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, she went down, middle of Phoenix, the big fire station. Somehow or other she got past all the security, got past everybody, and got to meet the fire chief, Bob. They jokingly called him Fireman Bob in Phoenix, and he had a heart as big as Phoenix. So she said to him, the usual story she told everybody about Billy, 6 years of age, terminal leukemia. Would there be any chance at all that perhaps he could just ride around the block in one of the fire engines? He said, no, we can do much better than that. So you have Billy ready at 7 a.m. on a Wednesday, okay? I'm going to take him down to the fire station. He's going to spend the whole day with us, hang out with us all day, eat with us, slide down the pole with us, go out on all the fire calls. It'll be fantastic. And by the way, if you can ring me up and let me have his measurements and his hat size, because here in Phoenix they actually make our uniforms. They even make the hats. So we'll get the uniform made, his size, the hat with the badge on, the whole deal, even the yellow waterproofs that we wear. 3 days later, he arrived. And there was Billy waiting for him. Fitted him up with all the uniform, the hat, everything. He said, "Am I a real fireman now?" And Fireman Bob said, "Not yet." Went downstairs. In front of the building was the biggest ladder truck that he had ever seen in his life. No, it was the biggest ladder truck in Phoenix. No, the biggest ladder truck in the USA, even in the world. He looked up. And they put him at the back of the fire truck, the big wheel, so he could help steer this huge ladder truck around the corners. And they got back to the fire station. That day, he got to go out on 3 fire calls. He even got to sit in the paramedics van. And he even got to go in Fireman Bob's special red car. Now with all the excitement, of course, the TV companies were involved. Not only did it get on the evening news locally, hit nationwide. With all that, he was supposed to last another 3 months. He lasted much more than that. confused the doctors completely. But eventually, his time came. Stats started to go through the floor one day. And the nurse, she believed in the hospice idea, that nobody should live or die on their own. So she got on the phone, got in touch with mother, the friends. Then she thought, hold on a second. That program on TV, that was about Billy. So she rang up Fireman Bob, and they put her through. And she said, would there be any chance at all that you could send a fireman down in the full uniform and maybe he could sit with Billy as he slips away? He said, no, 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 we can do much better than that. I want you to do one thing, he says. Give me 5 minutes. When you hear the sirens screaming, the bells clanging, the red lights, the blue lights, the searchlights, the whole deal, you got to get on the PA and say, there's no fire. This is just the Phoenix Fire Service paying their respects to their bravest member. 5 minutes later, the biggest fire truck in the world arrived. 6 fire engines with it. The paramedic, the chief's car. The car park was full. And the biggest fire truck in the world shot its ladder up. 16 fully kitted firemen went up the ladder, 3rd story. They knew where Billy's room was. The window was open, and they climbed in. Each of them, quietly and reverently, asked the mother, could they just hold him once more? Just give him a hug. And they each did that, and each of them said they loved him. Billy got up on his elbow, and he looked at Bob and he said, am I a real fireman now? Bob looked at him and he said, you are. And the chief fire officer, Jesus, is holding your hand. Billy said, I know. He's been holding my hand all day. He's even had the choir of angels singing for me. And with that, he breathed his last breath.
Ah, yeah. I like it. Yeah, swing it, baby. Come on. Hey, Chicago,